Under the Mobil Serv offer, this video is a piece of the storage and handling on-the-job training curriculum that will enable you to convert customer needs and opportunities around storage and handling into improvements in safety, environmental impacts, and productivity. The first video is the first part of the OJT for storage and handling. After viewing it, you should shadow another competent person completing a study of lubricant storage and handling. Then have the competent person observe and coach you as you complete an inspection. The OJT Participants Guide provides an effective way to guide the trainer and trainee through the experiences to gain knowledge and capability. Carla, a field engineer with ExxonMobil, has been working with this plant on a number of Mobil planned engineering service projects. Bill, her contact at the plant, tells Carla he'd like them to focus on a study of storage and handling of lubricants. Both Bill and Carla believe that a study can aid in understanding the root cause of some problems Bill has seen. Carla and Bill had been mutually planning a study of lubricant storage and handling. Now, this was their opportunity.
With that study, we would actually do a walkthrough to look at your bulk storage as well as your packaged goods and also your transfer containers to make sure that you're really keeping the products clean prior to putting them in your equipment.
Yeah, we'd be more than happy for you to come in.
Carla works with Bill to understand the impacts of any storage and handling problems so she can later use this information to show how her findings and recommendations can reduce these impacts and produce value for the customer. To help bring solutions and value to her customer, Carla must be an excellent detective and must collect the data needed for her storage and handling study. Before meeting Bill again for the study, Carla gathered information about plant equipment, its general layout, process diagrams to understand customer nomenclature, and OEM manuals for cleanliness specifications. She wanted to learn current lube routes, how lubricants are received and stored. What kind of filtration do they use? Carla had to find out what lubricants the plant currently uses, how they are applied, plus oil drain intervals and top-off rates. She also collected used oil analysis information. And she knew it was important to get organization diagrams to know who is responsible for each phase of storage and handling. Carla also went over her safety preparations like customer site-specific training. Many locations have, at minimum, a visitor orientation video. She also read through the Job Safety Analysis, or JSA, to review the risks and determine the best mitigation steps, including personal protective equipment, PPE. Then, Carla prepared and reviewed her toolkit for the site visit. iPad plant study tool, flashlight, camera, gloves and rags or towels. On the morning of the site visit, Carla and Bill first review their goals for the visit. Carla goes over her safety plan, and together, they review the personal protective equipment they'll need.
To start off with, I do have my hard hat and my safety glasses, as well as my yellow vest. Also have a pair of gloves and my steel-toe boots.
Carla first assesses outside lubricant storage for proper sheltering and positioning. Inside the warehouse, Carla examines basic housekeeping. Are floors clean? Lids and caps always used? Labels in place? Drums stored to prevent safety incidents? She checks to see if drums are stored in a way to prevent contamination. She makes a note to suggest to her customer that it would be best to put breathers in the large bungholes. She reviews if containers are dedicated by product and how they are labeled. Does the plant use visual management to avoid mistakes? Do they use first-in, first-out management control? Then, Carla moves on to review the path of the lubricants from storage to equipment fill. Carla looks at grease dispensing units to ensure that proper precautions are taken to prevent lubricant contamination. Here, she sees that the customer effectively uses dust caps on the grease pump discharge nozzles. She also checks to see that the lube oil filters are stored in a dry and clean manner. Here, Carla inspects to see how lubricants are applied to the equipment. In this case, she notes that an oil dispensing container is probably not left in the optimum location to prevent lube oil contamination. Here, she inspects the bulk oil container that feeds a major customer lubrication system. She checks to see that there are no contamination ingression points, and that the transfer equipment between the container and lube system keeps the lubricant clean. She creates a list of current lubricants, delivery container sizes, and usage by department using storeroom, lube storage areas, and lube cabinets. Carla inspects where the customer adds oil to the equipment to ensure that the lube reservoir has proper breathers, and that oil addition ports are kept sealed or have hard or filtered connections to prevent contamination. She inspects the different lubrication purification systems in the plant to ensure that they are operating properly. In this case, she sees that this vacuum dehydrator has the correct operating temperatures and pressures. Carla also checks oil analysis results to ensure that the purification levels are being met. Carla looks at the customer's hydraulic and lubrication reservoirs to ensure that they are properly labeled to prevent cross-contamination with an incorrect oil. While conducting the study, she also checks lubrication systems to see that proper oil levels and temperatures are maintained. Here she is inspecting the lubrication devices for applying grease to critical bearings. She checks to see if they are optimally sized and well maintained, and whether they are controlling contamination. Throughout her inspection, Carla checks to see that the customer is taking proper safety precautions, including proper oil spill cleanup material, inspections, and training. At the end of her site visit, Carla meets again with Bill to give a verbal summary of her findings and recommendations. Carla explains that she will document her findings and recommendations in an engineering service notice. Using that as a foundation, she and Bill can work together to understand the potential impacts of her findings as well as the total cost of ownership components. After her field analysis at the plant, Carla will go over her findings, including measurements and photos, to prepare an engineering service report for Bill and his supervisors. She must take in all the facts and sequence of events to determine potential issues she may have discovered. She must work with her customer in cooperation, not only to gather the information, but to form the recommendations that will produce the best value. Carla can demonstrate that her findings and recommendations produce an excellent return on investment and value to her customer. Carla and her sales advisor will use this report to promote our value to other key contacts at this customer. If very well received, this engineering service report could become the foundation of a proof of performance from this customer that could be used to show other customers to convince them that ExxonMobil and its distributors are the right lubricant supplier for them. In addition to helping this customer in this one application, Carla will look to see how she can help the customer apply what they have learned to other similar machines at this facility or across their entire company. By using the standard operating procedure as a guide, as well as the other tools described, Carla can consistently conduct these studies and deliver outstanding value to her customer.